A dazzling facility located here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Just about halfway through the season now. Still a lot of ball to be played as we're off in Week 8. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. This one goes for 3 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They give it to him again. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he's out of bounds after getting across the 45. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets him around 6 there. Amani Hooker with the tackle. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They're throwing it. And he'll go down here at the 16. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
They'll run here on first down. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways.
Okay,
Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20.
Let's go now.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he works through a lane for a gain up to the 30. Give him 5 on that carry, bring it up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Back to throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So he sends this one out of bounds, and that's going to put the upcoming drive at the 35-yard line. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Simple dive up the middle. And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 43. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a 13-0 lead. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. You got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. the counter. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Love this. Tight end getting a run. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Brought down by Jalen Carter. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. No return on that punt. And the Falcons will take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. To throw here on 1st down. We've got a screen to the running back. Dukes out a 1-stop. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
The give here on 2nd. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Play action on 1st down. Finds Smith and Jigba. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Working inside the red zone. Quick slant complete. Touchdown Atlanta. A quick 2nd score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines. Because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker. Because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. That's the end of our 1st quarter. back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They'll begin a new drive, 1st and 10. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Ryan Wright on to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. So the penalty on the return doesn't do them any favors, Brock. A lot more field ahead of them here starting out. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Airing it out on 1st down. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he gets them the 1st. Not the biggest gain on the reverse, but it got what they needed.
Yet another example why the ball finds its way in this guy's hands time after time. He's a playmaker, and he knows how to get the yards they need. Maybe not a ton there, but enough to move the sticks.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Connection made to Smith-Njigba. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 48. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. To throw it on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. From the red zone now. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons running away so far. We've got a 27-zip game. Now we'll see them try the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Falcons grow their lead yet again. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff up the gut. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Second and 6 coming up here. Another carry for him. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Falcons going nickel to defend this 3rd down play. In motion left is Atwell. Quickly looking left, and it's complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. And they'll pitch it out to him. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Here's a throw. Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down by Quay Walker.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Finds a seam, left side. He's off to the races. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. Lining up now to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons continue piling on to this lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-6. Fielded at the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looks like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 1. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And the struggles continue for him tonight. He's only able to get back to the line.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate, training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
On again comes Ryan Wright for another punt. And they fake it on 4th and 1. And they don't come through on the fake as the pass falls incomplete. And the fake punt is not going to keep things going, Brock. He winds up short. They're going to turn this football over on downs.
A lot of these punters back in the day, well, they used to be quarterbacks back in high school. Not anymore. Those glory days are long gone, and the arms just don't have quite the touch they used to. It was a dangerous call choosing to pass it, and it sure backfired there.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They go play action here. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And now it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Smith and Jigba there to grab it. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st down from the red zone. Gets it to him on the screen. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Now, after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainers heading out to take a look. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Falcons get more points to end a lopsided first half. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And this drive will start inside the 25. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. They go play action on first. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Throwing now on first down. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Falcons make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right, you've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. Throwing it to start this drive. Connects with the open man downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Dolphins do not get the return all the way back. That's going to bring us to the end of our first half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And they'll take this up to around the 29-yard line. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing from the gun. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Hunter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. His work begins at the 31. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. First down, and they go right back to it. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
A split second, all to keep the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Motioning one of the tight ends. This has been a trend, yet another interception. The 30. It's the 10. And he takes this one back for the pick six. You get a pick six, you get a pick six. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick six and multiple? Highlight, Kate?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air, following the pick six. Oh no, they get him yet again. Amani Hooker has it. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. Rookie quarterback Brock threw it away their last drive. It seemed like he might have been trying to do too much to make up for that mistake, and instead things snowball.
Yeah, these are the valuable lessons you have to learn from. You cannot be a mistake repeater. But being a rookie quarterback at Ask Payton, he threw 28 of them his rookie year. Sometimes you just learn on the job, but you cannot repeat those kind of mistakes.
That one splits the uprights. And the Dolphins cut the lead down to a more manageable 28 points. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Returnable from the 1. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Getting right back to it after that interception. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even though there's a lot of game time left here, Kate, this just feels like a must for the defense. A little bit of desperation. You cannot allow this offense to find the end zone again, in a massive sack on 1st down. Well, that's the right way to begin this series defensively.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again following the sack. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. A 1-yard gain on the play. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped by Deion Henley.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
On 2nd and 9. And they pick him off again. And the Dolphins are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his 1st career interception. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play, and that is their 4th interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. 1 interception, it sticks with you all week long. But throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now.
And this one doesn't go far. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Complete, it's Atwell. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Looking for a throw here. He has the 1st over the middle. It's inside the 10. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Return starts from the goal line. Takes it just shy of that end zone. Not the kick to bring into the end zone, Brock. He is stopped well shy of where a touchback would have been. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They kick the running back in motion. Pass play now. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Pass play coming here. Setting up the screen. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Tackle made by Jeff Okudah.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Third and long for him here. Delivered to the sideline. Smith-Njigba brings it in. And he's out of bounds, up at midfield. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
From midfield now. Escapes the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Those are the hurry-up offense here. They are throwing it again. It is caught left side. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. It's Falcons football as we start the 4th. They hold a commanding advantage here. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Sending the tight end in motion left. touchdown. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Running this one left. And he's in. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns. And that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off for 6.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30.
At their own 49-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
1st and 10 from the 41. He's going to throw this one. Allen there to haul it in. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 from the 41. Tight end gets it running forward. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 39. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Not on the same page with his tight end. So that brings them to 3rd down.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Allen on the catch. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. He's got it. And in for the Miami touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
That one right down the middle. And the Dolphins cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. That's grabbed inside the 30. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons put up even more points in a win. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons continue adding on to that lead. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So it'll be 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Man in motion here. They go play action here. They find Smith. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On first down, they'll run. And he's brought down for a loss.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a first down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass. Well, they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
Here's 2nd and 11. That finds Ayuk complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll be first down, Miami.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Gets this one to Blake Corum. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's a give up the middle. He's inside the 10. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Right back to him on 1st and goal. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line. And the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Still lined up at the 6. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll throw it. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Handoff now, running right. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Just 1 yard for him, and now it's 4th and goal at the 5.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right? Decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
Desperation time here on 4th. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion, out of the slot. Blown back, gets the handoff. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back-to-back carries here. And he finds a little space there to get this up to the 12. A gain of 5, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Atlanta! You're the worst, Atlanta! We are so much better than you dirty Atlanta!
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back to throw now. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now give left side. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Dropping back to throw. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Dolphins football. Oh, look at this, Brock. They're splitting the tackles out wide here. I love a bit of creativity to begin this drive. They go play action on 1st. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He's got it deep downfield. He's all the way home. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins making the scoreboard look a touch better. It's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Dolphins leaving the offense out there as they try for a two-point conversion. One final shot here. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete. Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And this kick is going to go out of bounds. Oh, my. That's going to place the ball at the 40-yard line. All right, one more snap to play here. To throw here on first down. And it's incomplete, but hey, who cares? They've got the lead, and we are out of time in this one.